Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here. And in today's GTA 5 video, we're going to be talking about if Rockstar ended up giving us the biggest tease for the Mile High Club actually being completed for the Cayo Perico Heist that's going to be coming out in just a couple of days in Grand Theft Auto Online. So this is a rumor and a theory that's been floating around for a couple of days now, really since the first official surveillance teaser came out. And I think the reason people are assuming that the Mile High Club is going to be coming is because when it actually shows the John Doe on the beach, you can actually see that there's completed skyscrapers in the background. You can obviously see the Maze Bank Tower, you can see Arcadius, and I believe the one that people are talking about is the one to the right of that. That, again, looks like it is a very much completed skyscraper. Now, the theory that's been floating around is that that skyscraper right there is a completed Mile High Club building. So, obviously, we can't really get a ton of detail from the actual trailer. Not only did it happen so quick, but obviously the level of detail, because those buildings are in the background, doesn't really let us know if they are completed, if they are still under construction, because from a distance, the Mile High Club skyscraper still looks like a skyscraper. It doesn't look anything different. So it is hard to tell from that. So can we actually tell from anything that Rockstar said on the Newswire post so far? And the answer is potentially a yes. So one of the things that Rockstar says on the Newswire post is experience new social spaces to dance and party in with your friends. And I would imagine they are not talking about anything on the Cayo Perico Island. I'm assuming they're talking about something entirely different altogether. So again, they say experience new social spaces to dance and partying with your friends and new world-class guest DJs, and that's going to have new radio stations with over 100 songs as well. So maybe, just maybe, a place like the Mile High Club could be something that Rockstar would use if they were interested in adding a new social space. Now, if we actually take a look at the Mile High Club in-game, that might give us a better idea on what Rockstar originally planned this for. Now, obviously, things can change and they can make whatever building they want, but the Mile High Club was supposed to be like half business, half residential. So it says commercial and business premises available, high-rise, low rates, and I would imagine that it would be something similar to like the Maze Bank Tower. Now, as you guys can see there, that is what the building is supposed to look like, or was going to look like, when it was ultimately completed. But as you guys know, it's been 7 years and nothing has been added to the Mile High Club. In fact, the only thing that really happens around that area would be stuff like gang attacks and RC time trials, etc. There isn't anything that actually occurs in this building itself. Now, one of the more interesting things to note here is the actual company building this, STD Contractors. Their slogan, quite hilariously, is reliable erections for all of Los Santos. So to give you a little bit of backstory, STD Contractors is a construction company in Grand Theft Auto 5, and they have 3 known projects in the city of Los Santos that are all under construction. The Mile High Club in downtown, La Puerta Apartments near the La Puerta Freeway, and another construction site in Alta Vinewood near downtown Los Santos. So this is a company that Rockstar uses in-game for their various construction projects, and one of them just happens to be for the Mile High Club. So that's your background on the Mile High Club building right there, and how it's used in-game and how it's used in Grand Theft Auto Online. And like I mentioned, there has been no updates to the Mile High Club building since GTA Online has arrived. Now, what also has people interested is one of the first teases that Rockstar ended up doing, where they ended up adding some construction props on the outside of the Diamond Casino and Resort. Now, what's interesting about these construction props is that some of them were made by the same manufacturer that is producing or building the Mile High Club, STD Contractors. Now, some people have thought that this means there's a connection to what's going on here. Others believe that this is just an in-game construction brand, and thus Rockstar putting these construction props doesn't necessarily mean it connects to the Mile High Club, but instead is just them using a construction brand to fit construction props. They go together. So I think there is a possibility, but then you would have to connect how the Mile High Club is related to the Diamond Casino and Resort. So why would these two things be connected? One of them is a casino, another is like office residential space. So I don't know how those two would go hand in hand. So that's a connection that you would ultimately have to make there. Now, the other thing that seems a little bit unlikely here is how the Mile High Club itself would actually connect to the Cayo Perico heist. So if you think about it, a lot of this update is going to be about the heist itself and all the new features that are added. You feel like if Rockstar also added the Mile High Club, it would be like adding too many big wanted things in one update. Like, for example, Rockstar could do an entire other update that is about the Mile High Club building being introduced. Why would they take away the thunder from the new island by trying to add something to the map of Los Santos? It might also not even be possible. I mean, we don't know right now, as Rockstar is likely going to transition from the current generation consoles, if you can even call them that, PS4, Xbox One, to PS5 and Xbox Series X. And maybe that will allow them to do more stuff like this, where buildings, for example, like the Mile High Club are added. But I just don't think it would fit the theme of this update all that well, which is going to be, navigating a drug cartel island and about going on an entirely new adventure. I just don't know how the Mile High Club building would work if it was added. I think it's an amazing concept, and I think Rockstar could do a lot with it from a business and entertainment perspective, but it just doesn't seem like that's the theme of this update. So, long story short, what do I think of this? I think this is fans really just grasping at straws more than anything, and probably just overanalyzing the teases that we've received so far, which there's no harm in that, and there's no harm in speculating as long as you temper your expectations. And I think that what's going on here is that we just can't tell what's going on in the background of that surveillance footage, and the STD construction materials are just the ones that Rockstar chose in game because those are the props that they had available at their disclosure. So I don't think there is a connection there. Would it be amazing if the Mile High Club building was added? Of course. I just don't see it happening in this update, one that's about a brand new island and a map expansion. I just feel like that would take away the focus on what Rockstar want people to focus on. But of course, I would love to hear from you guys in the comments down below. Let me know what you think of this theory. Do you think the Mile High Club building will be added in the Cayo Perico Heist update? Let me know what you guys are thinking in those comments down below. If you guys did go on to enjoy this video, though, a like rating would, of course, be awesome. And be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new. You want to stay up to date on all the latest GTA and all the Cayo Perico Heist videos that I'll be doing here on my channel once the update actually arrives. And be sure to ring that notification bell as well. Sometimes YouTube just doesn't work, and if you ring that bell, you'll always be guaranteed to be notified when new videos arrive. But of course, as always, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.